Ladies and gentlemen, over the last few days after I did my JB video, there was a lot of people wrote to me and calling me, I'm the frog in the well instead of them. And actually, I read every single comment, and somewhat after reading your comments, I'm actually convinced that maybe I'm the frog in the well. Maybe I've been blind that JB is so dangerous that I shouldn't have been there and things like that until something happened over the last day. Just watch on, shall we? In this video, I'm going to talk about discovering there are 510,000 people that are like me, not afraid of death, okay, that are traveling in the JB. And you know what? I also discovered what really can kill me in JB if you watch on to the end. And I've got one very interesting story I kena scam in JB just a few days ago that I want to relate to you. So please watch on. So after I published this video that called some of the ignorant people frog in the well, wow, I cannot all back up by a lot of people, right? A lot of people very upset with me. Here are some comments, right? Take it or leave it, grow up and make a decision. Don't be a frog in a slowly warming pot. All I can say is Mr. Loo will take a bigger frog in the well to call other frogs the same, right? And then blah, 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 blah. Everybody knows that staying in a place is very different by visiting tourists. And difficult to trust them. Mr. Loo, I'm really giving you an option, right? The choice is yours. You disagree with me, you're a frog in the well, right? Wow, gonna. So I actually, read all of them, right? Sincerely watched all of them. So some people say that it's okay lah. Mr. Loo can say what he wants. He's lucky so far to avoid any mishap, right? There's someone who stayed in KL for 2-3 years. I love the food, I love people, but in the end, it's not sustainable. I'm happy to move back to Singapore later. Even Malaysian colleagues working in Malaysia say it's common to be robbed and snatched, but the police would just report valuables as missing, blah, blah, blah. And some people call me, you're a bit naive. I'm Malaysian. I stayed in Malaysia for a long time and suffered extortion and theft. So have my fellow and former and present Malaysian. I think you need to be circumscribed in your comment, okay? Someone said that just remember JB always JB, right? If you think your compound is highly secured, just remember you still need to go out and shop and eat. You can get robbed and theft and things like that, right? So someone also said that, JB infested with gangsters, including legalized gangsters, and specifically he's referring to police. So I read every one of them. Some of these I really took heart, and I actually was quite convinced that maybe I'm the minority and most people are majority. I'm blind to all these things, okay? Until I saw this news that just happened. Over the Good Friday long weekend, in one day, 510,000 travelers crossed the Singapore land checkpoint, okay, into JB, the highest number in a single day ever. My goodness, okay? So something didn't quite gel, okay, from what I read from all of you versus I see this number. So it got to be that 510,000 travelers going inside must be freaking blind or, must be bokia see like me, right? Okay. 510,000 travelers. So I haven't even talked about the second day, third day, right? So something doesn't quite match, right? And these people are even more gutsier than me. Do you know that? Because when I see a long weekend like this, I know and they know there'll be a massive traffic jam, massive. 3, 4, 5 hours, maybe even 7 hours, right? And I cannot take this kind of jam. So I would just avoid traveling at this day. But these people brave the humongous traffic jam, brave robbery, brave theft, brave extortion, brave whatever you names you all call out them, and went into JB. Something is wrong, right? So let's read on, shall we? Let's read on. So there is a group of people that are really out against Johor Bahru, calling names, very bad, no? And if we just hear these people and we didn't hear the other side of it, then maybe we are not balanced, right? But let's see, in the same breath that I read so many comments against JB, plus the fact that 500,000 people stormed into JB in one day despite terrible traffic jam, and even Mr. Loo will not go in, there is a group of people who actually make comments like this about JB. JB is quite safe lah, if you know the place. Agree, Mr. Loo. In JB, drive Malaysian car better. S-plate means more money coming. Go shopping in front of shop, sure expensive. That is true, okay? Maybe there's a different price. I think there's kind of B, right? Okay. Looking at all the negative comments against JB, imagine your neighbors is those characteristics. Yeah, better stay in your country. Don't come to JB and visit lah. Someone said, overall, the security is okay lah. I drive in and out middle of the night from JB to Singapore all the while well for the past 34 years, right? Someone also excellent analysis. I agree totally. You can sense the fellow Singaporeans in this forum. They may be upset that they have more money than the average Malaysian, but have to stay in the HDB flat and take public transport. Or maybe they can't afford to retire or angry with those who are already enjoying life. Ha ha ha. Very interesting to see two sides plus 500,000 people going in. So I wonder what is wrong with Mr. Loo, right? Something must be wrong with me. I must be blind, right? Something must be wrong that I'm not seeing it. So let's read on. Don't go, JB, super dangerous. There are thousands of thieves and robbers waiting for you. You driving cars surely get snatched. Wheels cannot remove. Hands with Rolex cannot chop off. Handbag cannot drag off the road until you let go. Just stay in Singapore, well and super, very peaceful place for frogs and mountain tortoise who travel and see very little of the rest of the world. First of all, I'm not the one calling. This person call ya. Please don't blame me. I'm just reading. Okay, reading. My Lazada parcel left on top of my gate for 1 week left untouched. My JB neighbor renovated his landed house with door wide open, all appliances left untouched for 3 months in Horizon Hill. By the way, it's a beautiful place. As beautiful, if not even more beautiful than Austin Heights. So I came to this conclusion that there is a big mismatch, right? It cannot be both at the same time. JB cannot be both safe and dangerous at the same time. It has to be either one and cannot be both. There's a huge group of people who are adamant and convinced that JB is the one of the worst and most dangerous place on earth for them. And yet there's a huge group of people that believe that actually JB is okay, right? So one of them got to be right and cannot be both right at the same time, right? And the fact that 500,000 people storm into JB, brave the sun. By the way, it's very freaking hot in both Singapore and Malaysia. Probably Malaysia even worse, okay? Because they don't have as much trees as Singapore. And they brave the traffic jam and, brave thief, robbers, snatch thief, whatever. Someone please tell me what is wrong with me in my understanding, trying to reconcile these two conflicting views, right? Someone please tell me that. I'm trying to create some balancedness in the view. I'll just say this: crime exists everywhere, even in Singapore. So some people said, Mr. Loo, the fact that you got so many security means outside must be very dangerous. Someone said this, was quite interesting. In Singapore, all condos have security guard and services. Same theory applies, right? Doesn't mean it's risky to go out of the condo in the streets, right? I think it makes some sense, okay? This Fiona actually wrote quite interesting statement, right? One day in my guarded and lift access condo in Singapore, I have a stranger standing outside a jar door that my husband forgot to close properly. Well, he pushed open the door. Luckily, there were many of us that day, and so he ran off. It frightened us so much that we have cameras set up that very week. And of course, my husband got a good nagging from me, right? So low crime doesn't mean no crime. Common sense security got to apply both in Singapore, in Malaysia, and the rest of the world, right? So I actually think that there are things that you need to do to protect yourself, whether in JB or Singapore. And if you apply those common sense security measures, I actually think it's quite okay. But again, I'm not imposing my views on you. I'm not telling you that you should retire in Johor Bahru. I'm not saying that you should retire overseas. I'm not saying that you should pick my type of lifestyle. I'm not telling you you should pick my style of investment or whatever. I'm just merely, in my whole spread of my 1065 movement, creating more options for you, and you discover for yourself what is suitable for you. If you find yourself not suitable to fit on some of these investment strategies or retirement strategies or whatever path that I advise for you, don't take it, right? Just take it as a pinch of additional information for entertainment, which, by the way, later I got a lot. So it's really an option for you to consider. I've actually said before, if I retire in JB just based on my retirement account, CPF Life that will come, I should have probably about 32,000 ringgit for me and my wife to retire. And it's really very difficult to spend 32,000 ringgit a month. That kind of retirement needs to be extra extravagant to be able to spend at 32,000. But that's a life I choose for myself. Not for you. If you don't like it, stay in Singapore. It's perfectly fine. It's a wonderful place as well. Safe. Everything is paid for by the government when you're old, in public transport, public housing, or whatever. Up to you. I have to agree, after seriously looking at it, there are some things that are really bad in JB, okay? And they're quite unique to JB, really bad. I'm going to give you a few stories and a few comments that I discovered, and let's be frank about them. First of all, the traffic is really, really, really very bad at Causeway at the wrong time. Okay, really, really very bad. We all know that. This time going in, I was told that there are people who queued for 4, 5, 6 hours, and it's terrible. The human traffic now at the Causeway there went as high as 5 or 6 or 7 hours even, right? So it's really very bad. But if it's just the Causeway, it's not so bad, because if you travel at off-peak hours, avoid long weekends like this, things should be okay. But the frank truth is, off office hours in JB town, JB state itself is really bad as well. I took a time, I went for a dinner appointment. We set off at 5 o'clock, head down from Austin Heights to JB to a restaurant called New Lucky. By the way, New Lucky is really, really very delicious, okay? Oh, that journey took me forever, man. The traffic jam is terrible. And, people like us who are not familiar with little roads here and there, travel by main road can die, okay? But I also found that there are little ways that you can travel by the side road and things like that, and they can get their way around. The little tip is use Waze, okay? Waze. Waze, they actually teach you how to travel to avoid traffic jam. But no matter what, peak hour traffic is really bad in JB Town, in Austin Heights, in certain highways. No, it's just terrible, just terrible. And it is true, okay? It is true. Someone wrote to this, I was stopped by the police asking for money, and that was enough for me. I think this is a common experience. I think it's inappropriate for me at this point of time to say, whether this is true or this is not true and things like that. I think there's enough stories about it. I'll just say this, if this were to happen to you, and maybe it will happen to you, you just got to handle it when it comes, right? I don't think there's a threat of life and death. Some people like us who are Singaporeans will not be very used to things like this, when it happens, but if this thing were to happen, theoretically or practically, this is not something that will have life and death threat. So I think it's something that, we all just could live with it. Wow, this is a story that I want to tell you. So I have an experience at Shell station where I, in my opinion, got scammed. But it's also because of stupidity, and people who got scammed are actually stupid. So I think it's both ways. I went to the gas station, and when I went there, that Singaporeans cannot pump subsidized petrol, right? You cannot pump the 95 petrol, and so I go behind the V Power one, okay? V Power one is the one that is actually unsubsidized, so I think I can pump that one. And somehow the queue at Petronas station is usually very, very heavy, and at Shell is a lot more shorter. I think they're slightly more expensive. I could be wrong, but I went there. I joined to a station. I stopped there. And you may not know, but a lot of times there's a lot of pump attendant will come to you, okay? So this pump attendant is a foreigner. When I say foreigner, means non-Malaysian. I think it's a Bangladeshi or Indian. I really don't know. And then he has an accent that's very difficult to understand. Then I started taking out the V power and went to it. Then he told me, V power resin? V power, yeah. V power resin. Yeah, I was like, huh? V power what? Okay, V power resin. So I was like, what is that now? Then I was like, V power resin. Okay, I didn't know that Shell has put resin into, resin sounds like chemical compound into V power. I said, wow, yeah, V power resin, yeah, V power resin, right? So I don't know what is it. So I just started pumping, and then go and things like that, So I happy walk around, and I finished pumping. Then I realized, hey, how can the bill so high? Then I realized it's actually 6 ringgit a liter, 6 ringgit a liter. I was like, wow, that's almost just slightly below Singapore price. How come so expensive? But kena con is it? Wow. Then I realized there's such a thing called V Power Racing. And the V Power Racing is 6 ringgit, okay, 6 ringgit a liter. If you take V Power 97, it's about $3.50 ringgit a liter. And then, of course, 95, we're not allowed to pump. So I was very upset. I think said that. Then they get Vipa Resin. No. Basically, then he say in Cakap Melayu, which I cannot understand. Basically, he's saying that I told you it's V-Power Racing, you idiot. Right? I was like, oh, goodness gracious. I didn't know. Okay, first of all, maybe I hardly pump petrol, that's why. And then I realized that, well, in Singapore, I'm sure there's V-Power Racing. So I'm sure it costs a bomb. I don't know how much. Someone please tell me how much does V-Power Racing cost? Wow, V-Power Racing in Malaysia costs 6 ringgit. That's about slightly just below $2, Singapore dollar. It's still cheaper in Singapore petrol, but you base song, right? You could have paid 350 or something for 97. I feel that I cannot con them. My wife said, you are the one that's stupid. What people didn't con you. You're the one that's stupid. But in all fairness, anyone of you have tried, I'm not doing advertisement of it, anyone have tried the V-Power Racing, you step a little on the accelerator, you zoom. I don't know whether it's this 心理作用. After I paid a lot of money, I want to justify that I actually got a good petrol, okay? But it is better power. But I can feel my money just go with this every accelerator. Maybe I'm just too young. So anyway, just a little bit of joke. And I realized that what really can kill me in JB, okay? I'm not too sure about robbers, thieves, and all this kind of thing, or extortion, all sort of stuff. Right? I realize what really can kill me. This one for sure can kill me and can kill you also. 100%. This one. Hua piang eh. The Malaysian carbohydrate are damn delicious, okay? Who knows that actually carbohydrate is the one that causes you to put on weight, okay? What, that 3 days I'm there, the carbohydrate tastes damn nice. How many of you have tried this, their kaya toast? This is a place called The Toast in Austin Heights. The kaya toast, damn nice, damn nice. Wow, super nice. Their nasi lemak is out of the world. The nasi lemak, ours, chicken wing, I don't know, otah, whatever. They got lobster, they got, of course, chicken, they got sotong, they got all sorts of stuff. Their chili is amazing. Wow, it's very, very nice. The roti canai, which is the roti prata, is just, yeah, amazing, right? Well, how many of you have tried this fried bee hoon? The kind that pressed one, I don't know, it's very pressed down and then flattened one and very crispy. Wow, it's just amazing. Their Hokkien mee, their Hokkien mee is not our Singapore Hokkien mee. Their Hokkien mee is black in color one, but it's not sweet, it's saltier. And then the pieces of lard inside is overly generous. In the words of my pastor, he'll send you to see Jesus early. So this is one of those things that, oh, I really can. 3 days there, I don't know how to tell you. Wow, my tummy here come out like pregnant like that. No, wow, jialat. This kind of thing can really kill me. See. So I tell myself, cannot go in too often. Maybe that's one thing that caused me to rethink about retirement option is this one. This one will send me to 5 to 10 years shorter than my 100 years plan to skin the CPF life money. So anyway, so just to wrap up, I just want to say this, I'm not imposing my views on you. You decide what is the best. Clearly, Johor Bahru cannot be both safe and dangerous at the same time. 500,000 people who went inside, cannot be blind. They know. So you decide for yourself, okay, what is right or what is wrong for yourself. I've decided, I will just go along with the flow of my plans. There are truly things that are dangerous in Malaysia that can get you into trouble. Number one is a poor language handling or culture handling. You can only stupid once or twice. You cannot this all this will happen when you want to encounter new culture. And second thing is the food there is too delicious and very unhealthy. Maybe all of you should stay away for that reason. Yeah. So anyway, this is just a point of humor for the good Friday or weekend. Enjoy this long weekend, and I'll see you in a day or two. Bye-bye.